Trav has been good, so again, as I was going to go to bed early today, having just saved the Sunday school lesson for Sunday on the 13th of February to post tomorrow, assuming I still have the internet tomorrow. I came across the church news for today. Why the Church of Jesus Christ. You notice how they're taking away Latter-day Saints? Because it's churchofjesuschrist.org. They're taking off Latter-day Saints. They're removing Mormons from Mormonism. Interesting. Supports a new bipartisan religious freedom and non-discrimination bill in Arizona. This is an official statement of the church. So this is their official position on this matter. They are supporting it. It just came out today. I'm having trouble finding the law coding for the bill. And so I'm not sure from Arizona's Equality Arizona website, equalityarizona.org. They have a list of bills that they are concerned with that are going through the Arizona legislature right now. The main one is a student athlete letter of support. They're opposed to HB 2706 because the bill discriminates against trans students. And then there are other bills that are inclusive to LGBTQ. They only say LGBT. That's interesting. So QIAPO pluses are not included in equality for Arizona. I told you, you're going to end up with problems when you do this. Nobody listens to me. So there's quite a number of bills to support the group. But then there are a bunch of bills that are anti. And they list those. HB 2080, HB 2081, HB 2082, HB 2361, HB 2658, HB 2706, and SB 1082. The first one deals with sex identification, birth certificate gender, school employees, students, gender, sex education, child abuse prevention, sex education, interscholastic athletes. That's the one on the main portion up above. And then again, sex education. So Arizona does not want to teach sex ed, let alone proper sex ed. Arizona is a conservative state, even though it flipped for Biden, despite the scandal. Nonetheless. And so the church, I'll read it to you. The nation is more united when diverse individuals are separate but equal. And that's exactly what this is. Or when diverse individuals and groups can work cooperatively to advance sound policy. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The church does not fill you in on the big picture, as I will go to Arizona, let's see, usnews.com, news, best states, Arizona, articles 2022-2-7, lawmakers introduce Arizona LGBT anti-discrimination bill. And it explains, why the church wants it. And so here's the church's statement. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they put it in, is lending its support to a bipartisan bill in Arizona that will be filed on Monday with the state's legislature. That's why it has no number yet. So is that today Monday or next week Monday? Because you put it out today. Representatives from the Church of Jesus Christ, the is supposed to be capitalized. Oops, who wrote this? Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Official statement? Who wrote this? Nobody's claiming to write this. Jesus is going to get angry. It's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And they don't even put Latter-day Saints here. Gathered with local government and community leaders on the Senate lawn of the Arizona State Capitol on Monday morning, where the bill was first announced. The following statement, distributed to media after the event, expresses the church's view of the proposed legislation for the Grand Canyon State. The church is pleased to be part of a coalition of faith, business, LGBTQ, at least they put Q at the end. Nobody else seems to, let alone the LGBTQ community. They're dropping the Q from LGBTQ. People and community leaders who have worked together in a spirit of trust. You don't work with the church in trust and mutual respect. Oops, that was your mistake. To address issues that matter to all members of our community. It is our position that this bipartisan bill preserves the religious rights of individuals and communities of faith, while deceiving those of the LGBTQ community into thinking that their rights are being protected, consistent with the practices of Nazi fairness for all. And yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. I can't believe they fell for it. Just like the NAACP fell for it, thinking that the church was coming out of their racist tendencies of the past. No, they played you for chumps too. They play everybody for chumps. When are people gonna catch on? And so the rest of the article, the church has supported religious freedom and non-discrimination bills, and that's the trap. They put the two together, and nope, the church says, nope, need to keep them separated. And so, yeah, let them have their non-discrimination bill, but give us our religious freedom bill. And that's where they deceive in the past, including one in Utah in 2015 and another at the federal level in 2019. As a church statement said in support of the latter, the 2019 one. The nation is more united when diverse individuals and groups can work cooperatively to advance sound policy. Last November at the University of Virginia, President Dallin H. Oaks talked about restoring polygamy, claiming that it was denied by the United States as part of their religious freedom. Oh, they don't mention that here. Go figure. They released the video of it. You can watch it for yourself now. The church's first presidency called for a new workable balance between religious freedom and non-discrimination. He is such an evil man. He pointed people to a better way, that focuses on Christ-centered virtues of loving, listening, respecting, negotiating, persuading, balancing, tolerating, cooperating, reconciling, accommodating, any peaceful means that focus on the common good and resolve differences without compromising core values. Only if you submit to the church to allow us to commit crime, then you can do whatever you want, but allow us our crimes. Allow us our hate, our racism, sexism, bigotry, neglect of the poor, and then you can do whatever you want. The LDS Church supports bills like the new one in Arizona because they do these very things, and they sure do. And so here we go. The legislation would prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity in workplaces, housing, and places of public accommodation, which covers most businesses selling goods and services to the public. But guess what the church has done recently before this day? The news has come out after the FBI is investigating the police department for discrimination against. The church then came out and demanded all teachers at BYU be temple worthy, which means they pay a full tithing. They have to be Mormon, they have to be loyal to the church. So they can't be LGBTQ plus, IAPO plus. And so the church, as part of their religious freedom, want to be able to have for their religion discrimination against LGBTQ, IAPO plus. But they can have it in the community. And so this law does that for the community. But the exemptions for religious organizations won over some in the religious community, including the Episcopal Church and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. How did I know? See, the exemptions. The church can discriminate. But they claim, oh, this bill is a non-discriminatory bill that we support. Do you see the con? I see the con. You don't see the con because you're a Mormon who discriminates and hates. I just, dear God, guys, do you not understand what the church has got planned in the near future? I keep warning, and the church keeps hurting people, and hurting people, and hurting people, and you don't listen, you don't believe, you can't believe. No, not the church. They would never hurt people. They could never lie to us and deceive us. They lie about church history. Dear God, they have no concept of telling the truth and being honest in all their dealings, which is a temple recommend question. So, there you have it. I'll at least put this up tonight. The other one will have to wait till tomorrow.